Welcome to the SmileLine Podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give real information from doctors and patients about our SmileLine prosthetic and the sequence of appointments. For more information, check out our website or give our office a call. Hope you enjoy today's episode. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of our SmileLine Podcast. I'm here with a patient today, Miss Veronica. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Yep, you were just down and you had a 3-month cleaning?
Yes.
Yeah, 3-month cleaning. And we thought it was a great time to bring her up on the podcast, ask her some questions. You've been in your final for a little bit, but I kind of wanted to bring it back from the beginning. You're a good case to bring on here because you have a lot of experience. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you originally seen us for a consult in 2022, and you were in the middle of treatment at another office, right? And you had implants placed. 3 of 4 had failed at that point, I think. And then you kind of came to us seeking advice, right?
Yes. And I did that prior to this first time, or the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Huntline maybe 2 years ago and decided not to do it because it was too much.
Yep.
You know.
Uh-huh.
And it did not turn out very well.
It didn't turn out so well. So you went back to them. They placed new implants, right?
Yes. I have had 3 implants fail 3 different times.
3 implants fail 3 different times.
3 different times, yeah. Yeah.
That's a terrible experience.
It is. I've had one dentist, I was in the chair, and then he called another dentist over and says, "Hey, come here, look at this."
That's never good when you're sitting there, huh?
No. I thought I was broken or something.
Yeah, so then we seen you again at the beginning of 2024.
Yes.
And Dr. Sam had looked at your implants. He had seen where they had failed. And the prosthetic you were in then was a snap-on overdenture.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the prosthetic where you place the implants and you take the denture out and then you place it and snap it on little O-rings onto your user bottom.
Correct, yeah.
Yep.
And they never did snap in all the way correctly from day one.
Yep, and then we consulted and kind of showed you our SmileLine, the prosthetic that is fixed, doesn't come out. We actually no longer do snap-on overdentures. We haven't done any in a while. And a lot of the reasons why you were having issues is the reason we no longer do them is because it has a higher chance of implant failure. There's more maintenance. It still doesn't meet patients' expectations consistently enough. So that's kind of why we stopped doing them. And unfortunately, you went through that with another office of...
Yes.
all that pain and suffering.
Yes.
Yep.
And I've left the dentist before in the past crying.
Yeah.
I mean, bawling.
Yeah.
I just...
Not Huntline, though, right?
No. Well, yes, I did, but it was out of pure joy.
Oh, happy tears. We like those.
They were, yeah.
We like those.
Yeah.
So then we seen you for consult. Dr. Sam looked at the existing implants and made the determination like, hey, I don't think they're quite placed where I would like to place them. So we went ahead, removed those, and then placed new implants in your lower. How was that surgery process for you?
It wasn't bad considering, too, that I wasn't put under. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still the only bad part was keeping your mouth open for so long.
Yeah.
That was the only complaint that I had, you know, and nothing else hurt. I wasn't uncomfortable except for my jaw, but, you know.
Yeah, and that is what we hear back from patients. Like, well, I wasn't really in pain that much. Like, I was just tired of holding my jaw open.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So surgery went fine, and then we got you in a temp that same day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
How'd you like the look of your first temp?
It was fine. I think it broke off, and he did say it was close, but it did break off a little bit, but I wasn't too worried about it. I mean, I was still ecstatic with what I had, even if it was...
It was still better than what your overdenture
exactly.
was. Yeah. And that was, looking at your case. So during these cases, we do surgery, and then same day we deliver a temporary fixed prosthetic. It's 3D printed in dental resin. And it usually holds up great. I would say about I would say about 1 or 2 out of 10 kind of have issues where we have to go in and retighten them, or they break a piece off. And, if they break it up front, we go ahead and, reprint them a new one. If it's in the back and they can tolerate it, we just get them to the final as soon as possible.
Right.
But that's really just a holdover. It's really for you to have fixed teeth and for us to verify the position's correct to make your final.
Right. Yeah.
So you broke yours off, unfortunately, but didn't really cause you any problems, right?
No, it wouldn't even. There wasn't any sharp things either, so my tongue didn't suffer at all.
Good,
so,
good. And we also during this made you a new upper denture. Is that correct?
No, not yet. I am going to
Okay.
do the same for the top here soon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So we matched up the lower with the upper denture.
Yes.
Yeah. And then delivery of the final. I know we actually had this podcast scheduled on your delivery day,
Right.
But it took a little extra time. We ran late and figured
Right.
we'd just let you head on home.
Yeah.
That was a long appointment.
was.
So and everything's not roses, of course. Like I don't want to convince patients that, it goes 100% correct every time.
Oh, yeah.
But how was that delivery? You were there a long time that day.
Yeah, my husband was with me too, so I mean it wasn't horrible. You have your phone because there was a lot of downtime because of the printing process. But other than that, we have games on our phones now, so
Yeah.
it's we don't have to wait twiddling our thumbs anymore. So it's a little different than it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean it was just long time, but
Yeah.
it
wasn't
horrible.
painful or anything.
No, it wasn't horrible.
Okay.
No.
All right. So then, and the last couple patients I've had on here was the day we delivered their final. So they actually haven't worn their final before they're on the podcast. You have. How do you
Yes.
like your final?
I love them. I can eat better. I can bite into things and I don't have to worry about them coming out. I used to have to do that. Or if I open my mouth really wide, that was another thing. If I open my mouth really wide, my teeth would just flop out. And I'm very, very self-conscious about that kind of stuff. One of my biggest fears was losing my teeth, and I don't know. But I couldn't be more happier. I mean, I should have done this a long time ago. I really should have. But I mean, everything there's a reason. So now,
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually get that comment a lot. Like, man, I wish I'd done this sooner. I suffered for a long time, and I should have done it sooner.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. The way Sam explained it, it made so much sense, especially to my husband too.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was like a fence, and he did the fourth thing, So
Yep.
yeah, he explained it really well.
Yep. Sam likes using those farming and construction analogies.
My husband's a farmer, so yeah.
Yep, they usually resound pretty well with the
Yeah.
patients.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about your diet, and kind of walk me through week of surgery, temporary, and then final, because you've kind of experienced all those.
Right. Well, in the beginning part, it was just a soft diet. In the past, I would have to eat Jell-O and stuff like that, but this time I could have hamburger helper, just softer food, but not pudding and Jell-O and
So
stuff
did you
like
go to
that.
hamburger helper right away after surgery then?
Yeah, I ate
Yeah.
it that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it's a little scary when you get something underneath there, because it's just, but using my water pick and all of the tools that I have to clean under there, it's not a big deal.
Good.
Anymore. So I like to keep them clean, just even though they're not my real teeth and I know I won't get a cavity, there's still holes down there. So it's important for, I still think that I have it really well.
Absolutely. It is important because
Yeah.
you won't get cavities, you won't get decay on the prosthetic. But if you do leave buildup around those implants, it can lead to bone loss, which increases your chances of implant failure.
And I am not risking that.
You've already been through that.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
want that anymore.
No. Mm-mm. No.
So back on to the diet portion.
Uh-huh.
How did that? No restrictions now. So you're eating everything you can. Or?
I can have because of my tops. I still can't eat a lot of other things, but I did eat a fillet, and it was just I could chew it right, and I hadn't had steak if I do have to, if I did eat steak in the past, I couldn't chew it all the way, or I couldn't break it off, but I can eat steak now. It's got to be a fillet, but
Yeah.
it's a little
You
soft.
can't leave it on there too long and make it nice and tough.
No, no, no. I like fillets better anyway. I like this.
Yeah, yeah. So then the only restriction you're saying is just with your upper denture.
Yeah,
Nothing on the lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to bite into an apple,
Yeah.
one day maybe.
Maybe one day, we'll
Yeah.
get those uppers fixed in
Yeah.
place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How was the pain, swelling, bruising after surgery? I get a lot of those questions in consults.
Yeah, it was night and day between my other one because I bruised up and swelled up big. I mean, it was horrible. I have pictures and people don't even recognize me.
With the ones you got at Huntline?
No,
Okay.
no, before.
At the other office?
Yeah, and after the first time another office put them in, the pain was so intense. I swore I'd never do it again. I'm never doing this again. It was so bad. I'm glad that I did. But this last time, I was off the pain meds within 3 days and doing ibuprofen. So there was hardly any pain.
Good.
Yeah. And
Good.
last time I had to ask the dentist to call for another pain medication.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So what about the bruising then, or swelling?
I don't think I had any bruising or swelling at all. I didn't notice any.
Okay.
I
Well, that's
didn't
good.
notice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I didn't notice any.
Yeah, because it does vary from patient to patient. But
Right.
I get those questions because people are nervous. That they're in their mind being like, how long am I have to stay at home and not see anybody?
Yeah.
After this, because I'm gonna be in pain, or my face is gonna be swollen up, or I'm gonna be really bruised up.
Yeah. 3 days, I think, for me on this one, this last time that Huntline did it, it was 3 days. That I was really kind of babying it,
Yeah. Okay.
But that was just me babying it.
Well, good. How's the process cleaning underneath of it? Because it is important to clean it. How have you adapted to that and made it a routine?
Well, after today, I think it's going to be a little bit more easier because she adjusted them. I was having a problem getting those floss sticks into one area, but the floss sticks go in fine, and it's I don't know if you're OCD, it's kind of rewarding or
Yeah.
so yeah, and it's not bad. I got a water pick. The water pick comes with a toothbrush, and I can brush my teeth again, and now I'm gonna start crying. It's an amazing thing to brush my own teeth again.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome to hear. And you're right. So like we tell patients that we kind of put those access holes in place, the best we can. We never want to remove too much. And then once we try them in, and then we get feedback from the patients, it's pretty normal for us they're like, hey, this one's real tight. We just take it off, smooth it a little bit more so they can access that.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot more
Yeah,
convenient.
and I can feel a little bit more air through there too.
So then, now that you have experienced, another office that placed implants, and we kind of got the full story of, you were at another office and you had swelling, pain of placing implants, implant failure. You've had great experiences at Huntline. How's the staff been?
I was just thinking that right when you said that, because before the first dentist I went to, I felt, and being a farmer, I felt like cattle being running through and I really did. I felt like that. And I don't feel this way at all now, I feel like they know me. They know I'm coming from a long way. And the first couple times that I've gotten here, maybe they ask everybody, I don't know, but the first couple times I made it to the office, I had to go to the bathroom really bad, because we are on the, and every time I come in now, she says, if you need to use the bathroom, right up there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheila's pretty accommodating up there front.
Yeah. And I feel like, the ones that I've seen already, I feel like they remember me.
Yeah.
And that's important.
It is important.
Yeah, it's very important.
We do treat a lot of patients, but, you don't forget the faces. We see you enough to create a relationship with you where, we're going to know you.
Right.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have any advice for patients considering treatment?
I, I'd say do it. I mean, um, and it is a little bit more pricier, but so well worth it. So, I mean, so worth it. I mean, you cannot put a price on, you know, brushing your teeth again,
Yeah.
or eating food. It's just,
Eating your fillet.
yeah, yeah, and not worrying about your teeth falling out. And, you can, I even talk better because there's not a lot of that plastic
Hmm.
underneath there.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so worth it. It is. It's worth it.
Yeah, you touched on a great thing there. You said you speak better
Yeah.
now, and really like I show patients during the consult. The volumetric size of our prosthetics is so much slimmer and smaller than your overdenture or your conventional denture. You don't have the flanges; it's not as bulky,
Right.
and it just feels more natural.
I was constantly asking them to file it down thin, make it paper thin,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. Okay, Veronica. Well, thank you for joining me on the SmileLine podcast, and we'll see you in another 6 months for a cleaning.
Yep, it was my pleasure.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.